Hey guys, just like I told you from our previous video, let's now just learn how to make up our stuffs. In this video, this was our previous video where I happened to show you how to come up with I'm still basing on Python with the data visualization or data science with the Python. So if you see, when I happen up my coordinates, my Python could always interpret up my stuffs. So that's how you can always join up the different coordinates. I'm going to be downloading some CSV kind of files from Excel kind of files, so that you guys will be in position to learn more. Now then the other way around is that I'm going to just try to ignore this, and then I just give something new so that I explain to you. Don't forget, download this matplot. You can always go up to your computer and then you can go and type what known as matplot.pip. Actually, go to use pip. It will depend on the version of Python you have in your machine. Now, for me, I have 3 versions of Python. I have Python 2.6.7. I have Python 2.7. I have Python 3.6. I have Python 3.7. So I always, if I'm to do different version of one, if you have only one version of Python, install just a pip install for you, or install matplotlib. You get pip install matplotlib, and when you hit enter, this one will download for you to matplotlib. If you have that's one for one version of Python. If you have two or more than one versions of Python, this is what you have to do. You say pip .2. You specify the version, like maybe 7. The same applies if you have 3.6 and then 3.7. You specify the version. So it's very good to specify. Or if you have only two version, you have Python 2.7 and have Python 2.6, then just say pip 2. That one download for you straight to version 2.7. And if you have the second version, to always say pip 3. This will take you straight to the third version of Python, which is Python 3 and above. If you have only one of version 3. Now for my have 3, 2, and have 1 for Python 2. Now I'm done with that. So that's how you can always go in and try to download your pip or your matplot. After downloading it, so matplot mainly we use it for data visualization and data science with the help of something called also, and we can also use NumPy. This for mainly calculation or math calculation as NP, and there's also pandas. You can also download your pandas. I'll be explaining this guys things to you slowly by slowly. So as today we are using matplot, the pyplot as is what we're going to be utilizing to see how we can visualize up data. Now I have the following. I just want to make up a simple graph of my of maybe a student and the marks. You get? So give us something. We have our student. Okay, student. Simply say student underscore name is equal to the following. So don't forget, I've just told you guys how to use list from the other previous video with the Python. So this time around, I'm going to be showing you how can we do this following. So don't forget, someone's name is inside a quote. Don't just give someone name like this. So someone name is a string. So have to respect that. I've already shown you all from my previous video just how do we deal with the strings and deal with the strings. So like give us something. Student's name, we have David. We have also Brian, maybe we have Brian. Maybe we have Juliet. That's this. Maybe we have Julian. So those are the names of people. Maybe we have Auma. Maybe we have also Jessica, things like that. Now, if you try to check how many elements have you happened to list here. This 1, this 2, this 3, this 4, this 5, and that's 6. That's in our understanding. But in Python's understanding is different. So to know that this is going to be 0. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this 5. Don't forget that. That implies in simple term. That's what we have. So how about marks? Marks of the student is equal to the following. So marks you can just give them like that without giving quotes. So this one got marks, or you could even break down the subjects. Break up the subject then with the graph for it. But for simplicity, let me just try to make this simple for this case around for the people who are beginning up Python data visualization. If you want more of these packages, come to Always Predictor Solution, where you're going to get all the streams you'll get all these things done for you. It will get all what you want on basing on what you need, because we have all the packages, and this is just a show up of what we do. So if you guys are interested, please don't hide yourself there. Come in to Uganda at OSP IT Digital Solutions, and then you get all the stuff, because we have not yet happened to open up our online school. But if also on our YouTube channel, that implies you're also going to be favored. But if you find that the things which we are giving you is not complete for based on what you need, and maybe there's some other more things that you need, then I would advise you to come to OSP Digital Solutions. Then you can come in and learn how to make these things. Now, like I've explained to you, this 1, 2, and up to here, these are 6 in our understanding, but in Python that's 5, because the first equation is always 0. So this is it. The first person has got 6 to that. This is the answers in the marks, and that's it. So this is 1, this 2, this 3, this 4, this 5, and this 6. So what we always do here, we tend to make something called we make sure the things tend to match, because we need to find a way out that the coordinates are going to be matching. Now the other way around, how do you want to group up your data? What do you want to be in x-axis, and what do you want to be in y-axis? Now most cases we need to find that marks are already in the y-axis, and then in the student name should always most cases be in the x-axis. I give assumption you're making up the graph of one known as math against the daily condition or the daily weather. So math should be down, and then the daily condition should be up. You get? Basing on how the pressure, the temperature is. So I'll make also that one in the next video, but it's just going to be the same as this. So let's see that down here. So I'm going to just say PLOT, because PLOT is matplot. Instead of me typing up the following code, the following statement after import. So import matplot. So instead of typing the following one, I have called it as given the name as PLOT. So if you say here PLOT dot one on us plot for me the following. Plot for me student, plot for me student underscore name. Now that's going to be picking up the student name. So you can also pick the range how the student name you want it to be. Oh, sorry, this is going to be student name. Just first pick that for you. And I may also simply say PLOT dot plot for me also one on us the max. Okay. So in the simple term, that's what software we have. And then at the end of the day we're saying show. So if I just try to utilize this that's wasting time, we shall get the following in our coordinates. So we shall get a graph of confusion. Here it will be kind of confused, because you see you have Jessica, have this, because you said plot for me this and plot from also that. Now if you utilize something like that, then it will not work for you in the right way. So what do you need to do? You come back and give comma, and then you give what you're going to be in your x-axis. So that's something like that, so that you have one graph that contains all of those, so that don't have the coordinates confused up. You get? So this is what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to say to you. So we have David, the first person. I think you can see it is 67. This 67 here, and that's it. That's it here. And then if you look at this one, this is 45, and that's it also here. This is the 75, 78. And that's also where you can see the coordinates here. And then if you look onto this side also, we have now 89, and then 90, and then 70 or whatever. You can even go further and give a comma and apply. There's other more things that you can always apply here. You can even apply range, length, you know what? Legend into this code, so that you can get something now. Or you can even just make sure I give that that's or if you want to know more, there's just that when you happen to apply this code, we get something relative to what we need, that by giving it in the form of that. You get? So this one definitely simply goes and picks the program based on what we already have there, and then turns into what known as that kind of stuff. You get? So that's what I may simply say in this video, and that's it. So if you don't want also that, you can also apply K. If I just apply K for this, and I see you say apply K, and how does it behave? So you shall get a graph, a normal graph as it used to be, but a black one, black in color. And then if I put a full column there, and then I test again, the program should be in position yes to work, and then to give just in kind of dotted kind of graph. You get? Then if I also go back maybe to BUI, is it a coordinate really? Is it really a coordinate? I've taken time without utilizing that coordinate. If it is there, good. It is also a coordinate. There's B. I think there's also A. So that's it. Now B is for blue. Don't forget that. And if I say G is for green, I hope so. Just check back again these coordinates, and then I see how to go to green for us output. So just like I've said to you, it's going to be for green, and then R is for red. So don't forget that when I just put R here, don't ask me tomorrow, man, what are you trying to add on the program? So that's simply that. R is always for red. So that's why you see it's giving us the green color. So my friend, that's how the video is like. If you find this video interesting, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let me repeat once more. These are the names of the people. Make sure at least this list of elements is matching with this one, that all of them are equal. Don't come in and then you draw this one and you miss one out. So if you miss one out, the program will tell you definitely that your things are not matching. You get? And that's it. So X and Y must have the same dimension, you get, but have shapes, you get, but have shape 6 and 5. That's what you have. That's what you are trying to. That's what the program is trying to tell you, get, because you are missing with one coordinate. So you put that coordinate back and then you test up. So that's what I'm trying to say, Mr. Potter. Make sure all your coordinates are working and they're already given up. My friends, if you find this video for data visualization is okay with you, just come back to OSP and then begin to know more about what you may learn. Now this is just a sample of the stuffs. Now and at OSP we shall always know. When you come in the OSP, you shall always learn how to pick the data from the database, and then it shows the graph, a real graph, based on the real data that we already have. So this is just a sample data, a sample assumption that the data is with you, and then we can always pick that data from the database using a list, because the list will give us a chance to pick up all those formats of data that we already have in our machine. So my friends, I wish you a nice time. You find this video interesting, don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel and sharing up our video, sharing up our stuffs, comment down below, and then liking up our page. So guys, I wish you a nice time. Thank you, love you, thank you.